Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I want to cover the three angles that we're kind of talking about. The first, the inner game we talked, uh, the confidence, who we are, that we have the power. We have to understand this and really know it inside. And in order to have that confidence and the inner game that we need, we have to know the rules. That's the rules of the court, the procedure, um, how to do the paperwork, how to make arguments, how the court's working, what the positions are, these kind of things, what the court is, the arena. And then the third area is the outer game. It's the paperwork and how we present on paper and where that leads the court and the maneuvers and moves that come from that. So today I want to move into the third realm. Once we know the rules, we have to put our paperwork together according to the rules. That'd be the lined and numbered paper, the size of the type, um, and how to put together an answer, a complaint, um, motions, affidavits and declarations, what motions are made of, points and authorities, and judicial notice. These are just a few of the things that are very important in the beginning fundamentals. And we have to know this. We have to know what a complaint is and how a complaint is put together. We have to know that a complaint is composed of what's called a cause of action. We learn what a cause of action, we're going to have a good grasp of the first move in the court. And in order to move the court, you have to have a cause of action. And a cause of action is put together in the form of a complaint. And a complaint is a short, plain statement of the jurisdiction of the court, a claim for relief, and of course, very importantly, the right to relief. And these words I'm using are words that are in the Black's Law's dictionary, and they have definitions behind them and more than one. So we have to understand these definitions vary. They are used different ways. So you want to go look up what a complaint is. You want to look up what an answer is. You want to see what a demur is. These words have to be looked up. This is what we're covering, affidavits. What's a declaration? I'm not going to go through that here now, but we have to know about them, and these are words that we study. We have to understand these words better than the attorneys do, which isn't hard because most attorneys don't know a lot of these things, what they mean. They're pretty busy at their business, going out and making deals and making agreements outside of the law. That's what lawyers do. Very few of them know the law. But they do know process, and they know how emotions come together, a lot of them, some of them don't. And then there's another, what's called judicial notice, that I think is very important for us who want to exercise judicial power. Last week we covered presumptions. I recommend you look those up and study the presumptions, because the angle I'm giving here is that almost everything that the police do today is presumption. And they are presuming it as if it's the law. But if they're acting on presumption, then that means they're going on an idea that may not be correct. And so that correct presumption has to be met or rebutted if it's incorrect. And only you know if it's correct or not, but you also know that it is a presumption. And all presumptions of law are rebuttable, and in order to rebut it, you'd have to bring that up somehow, either orally, at a hearing, or by motion, or somehow present it to the court so that they're aware of your objection to the initial pleading. So these are the outer game papers that we have to be familiar with. Complaint, answer, cross complaint, uh, demur, motion to dismiss, points and authorities, affidavits, declarations, and judicial notice. So I want you to write all those down, and I want you to go look those up so that you can understand how you can play this game, because those are the tools. When we understand the rules and the process, we use those tools in the process, and then we go forward with confidence because we know that we're the ones that have to move the court. We're the ones that have to move the court. An attorney can't move your court for you. If you have an attorney moving the court for you, he's moving his court on you. And it's not going to work for the individual who wants to exercise judicial power. Because all attorneys and agents can only represent executive or legislative power. The judicial power is specifically set up for the individual to exercise the court without an attorney. And that court that we're exercising, when we go to their court that they've invited us to, all of our paperwork and all of our motions and all of our direction is to stop the court and get out. If we proceed in their court, we don't have a chance from the beginning, because you're walking into a jurisdiction, you're walking into a venue that is a free-for-all, and they claim the right to run the court. Right there at the beginning. The minute you start arguing, you're arguing under their court and their auspices. You have to be able to do those things in your court. And the only thing you can do when you're in their court is get your court out of their court, because their court is the one that made the move. So it's going under their rules and under their process and under their first step. But their first step is based on a presumption. And if you don't rebut that presumption, then you're presumed to be within their authority and under their jurisdiction and going by the rules of their court, and that you've already lost. Even though they may give you a hearing and they may give you a trial and they may, whatever they're going to do for you, they've already lost in the beginning, because you went into a court that didn't have a cause of action, yet you acted as if it was, and that cause of action that they had was that you're guilty. And they go through a process to show you that, but it's all based on a presumption. And that presumption is that there's a cause of action. Now, if you know what a cause of action, you know there can't be a cause of action, because if there was a cause of action, then there would be somebody present with a right to relief. Who is the individual that has a right to get something from you that you didn't do anything to? So if you feel guilty and you feel like you can atone yourself by giving up some money, then they'll take it. And where does that money go anyway that they get? You think about that, because it sure doesn't go to anybody you know. It doesn't go to any one of your someone you'd like to give money to. So where does that money go? I think it just goes to them, and they spend it. I don't think it goes to any community or state. And so when you look at this situation, we're finding out that these guys are all imposters. They're not working for anybody but themselves. And if we go in and give them the money and give them the case, well, then they're working for themselves against us. So that's the point. When we go to court, we're there to get out. And the paperwork that we've got to put together is for us to get out. And we need to know that we have the power to get out, we have the understanding of the process to get out, and we put our paperwork in, then we get out. Okay, so next time we'll talk a little bit more about this and some other good things that we can use. All right, talk to you later.